Collecting IT asset management data can be a challenge if you have large distributed workforces or multiple offices all over the place, and whether you're worried about endpoint machines or printers or network gear. Having all that available in an asset management solution so that you can then tie those to incidents, well, it can be a challenge. But with SolarWinds Service Desk, we give you not one, but two options for doing that. And let me show you how. From your Service Desk console, we're going to go to Setup, and then we're going to go to Discovery and Assets. Right now we don't have any connections, so let's go ahead and go to Installation. The two options I'm going to talk about today are the Discovery Agent and the Discovery Scanner. The Discovery Agent is a piece of software that runs on Windows or Mac machines and gets the inventory of those devices. This can be installed en masse using something like Group Policy or during one of your imaging processes. The other option is the Discovery Scanner, which runs on Ubuntu Linux, Windows, or Red Hat Linux. And what that does is monitor certain segments of your networks based on credentials you define. They're very easy to install. You just download and run the installer. Same thing applies for the Discovery Scanner. You can hit download and run through the installer. Since the agents are installed in the operating system, they just appear in your asset history. But for the scanner, you've got to do a couple extra steps. And for the scanner, it's not really that difficult. You just go in to find credentials and then the segments you want to watch on your network, and it does the rest from there. We have our one scanner with 0 connections. So we're going to go ahead and build some credentials. If you've previously defined credentials, they'll be right there. But if you need to add new, you can use SNMP v1, v2c, or 3, an SSH key, or a username and password combo. Then we need to define where we want to use those. So we'll go to Connections. We'll build a new connection. In this case, we're going to go ahead and sweep a subnet. We'll call it local VM subnet. Select which scanner we want to bind that to. And then select which credentials we want to use. And in this case, since it has both Windows machines and Linux machines, we're actually going to have to use both. Then we can assign it to a site and just hit create. Now that it's built, we can just flip it to scan. When the information from the scanner or the agent appear, they'll appear in your asset list. So we can just go to Assets. And in this case, let's look at computers. And there we go. None of these machines were added manually. They were all done either by the scanner or by the agent. And this is a great way to work in your environment, especially if you're standing up small branch offices or working in a very, very large infrastructure. It's a great way to make sure that when you have an incident, you can tie it directly to an asset.